Hello, welcome to today's craft. We are going to be making a penguin. These are the pieces that you're going to be receiving in your kit. I drew a little bit on mine just to get some eyes in there, some cheeks, and a little heart. Now what you're going to be doing is assembling it first to see what it looks like, and then we're going to be going in steps to assemble each piece together. Step one is to put the penguin together to see what it'll look like. So here's the front of the body. You're going to be putting the feet in here just to see what this will look like when it's finished. Oops. You can already start to see that the shape is taking form. I find it a lot easier if you put a little bit of lotion on your hands before you begin because it tends to stick to dry hands. Here we go. This one just like this. Now what we're doing now is just to see what the penguin is going to look like before we start piecing it together. Oh, look at how cute that is. Now that you have an idea, we're going to start the process of sewing it together. Now the first thing you're going to do is thread your needle. I don't like to work with super duper long amounts of string. It just gets in the way and everything gets tangled. So it's a length of just about maybe 5 or 6 inches should do fine. So this is the hardest part, is threading your needle. You're going to gently, if you can't fit it through the eye of your needle like I can't, I don't even know if you can see, it's not going in. What you can do is you take your needle, fold the string around it just like that, pull it through like this, and you put it right through like that. And there you go. I like to leave a little bit of a tail on because as you're sewing it might come off, but look at it this way, it's more practice threading your needle. The first thing you're going to be working on is the first layer. You want to look at your project in different layers, and the first layer is the beak and the front portion of the body. What you're going to do is you're going to go behind the body and put your needle up through, now this is the part where you got to be careful, through just about the center and pull it through, leaving a tail behind because you're going to be knotting this later on. Oops. Then you are going to be taking your beak, I like it this way, it's cute, and you're going to be putting it behind the beak because you're going to be making one stitch. Just like that, gently pulling through, trying not to pull the tail that's still behind. If you want to put a little glue on beforehand, you're more than welcome to. I'm not. Okay, once you have it lined up just like that, I don't know if you can see, you're going to put one more stitch through here that goes to the back, right next to the other stitch. And you pull it through and you get just like that. And it kind of looks like his beak is open. Then you're going to see back here that you're going to have some string left, which is a good thing. You're going to want to pull your needle off. If you want to trim the string, you can. I don't like to work with long string. And then you're going to make a tiny little knot. Going once. And just like that, going twice. Now this part is going to be on the inside so you won't see it. Just like that. And there he is. And you can also trim this string now that you've double knotted it. And it should look something like this. If you don't want to sew this part, you can glue them. You can also glue the beak down, but I kind of like the way that little the little sewn part looks in the middle, like a little dot where his mouth is open. Okay, we're going to be working with the second layer now. We're going to be threading your needle again. Once again, that trick is to wrap the thread around the needle like that, pull it tight, and you get this little bump here that you are going to push through. Now, if you're having trouble with this, like I am, you could always ask your caregiver to give you a little help. It's really good practice to get used to doing this. You leave a little tail. I don't like to work with long string. So now you're going to be sewing your first layer onto the second layer, which is this one right here. So we're going to place it in a nice spot. Now these two layers are going to become one. They'll become your top layer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together and I'm going to hold them together, and I'm going to come from behind. I'm just going to see. Now you also have the option to glue this if you'd like. I'm going to come from behind up through the two layers, and I'm going to leave a tail just enough to make a knot. And I'm going to be doing some stitches all the way around. Now they don't have to be perfect. It's totally up to you. I chose this bright red string so you could see it. I'm going to go up and down, going through the two layers, all the way around, joining these two together until you get to the end, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, now that we're coming close to the end, I'd like to show you where you're going to be tying off. You want to make that one more stitch going through here, and you're going to end just about here. Now I did not worry that my stitches were even, and I got lucky eyebrows over here. All right, so you're going to finish like this. You're going to find that there's two in the back, which is what you want because you want to make your final knot. Going once. Now, as you're sewing, you'll notice that a lot of the yarn, the string twists. So don't be surprised if it's twisting on you. That's normal. You're going to tie one, going once, going twice. And we have our knot. Now, because this is going to be in the inside, you can trim it to whatever length that doesn't stick out from the edge. There you go. Oops. He's sticking to me. Okay, he's cute. On to the next part. Okay, we're back. Now we're going to take our first layer and we're going to put some feet on. We're going to place it to see where we'd like the feet. Like one here, one there. And you're going to come from behind, just like that, and you're going to push it through to the front. If you can see. You're going to pull your needle through, you're going to leave a tail, and then you're going to tack it on, just like this. Oops. Okay. Until you end up with two pieces of string like that. You're going to tie a knot. If you need to trim it, you can, because sometimes the string gets a little too long. I don't like long string at all. Ah! And you are going to tie, going once, going twice, a knot. Once. Try not to get his foot stuck in there. Once. And twice. If you find yourself getting frustrated with the string, always ask a caregiver to help you. It should look something like this. You can trim it right over here and right over there. And don't worry about anything that's sticking out a little bit. You can always trim it later on. Okay. And you do for the same thing for the other foot. And I'll meet you back when we're ready to put the rest together. Okay. Now that the penguin feet are tacked on, you're going to put the wing on. I'm going to turn it over. Start from behind. Push it through both layers. And back again. And now you're going to tie a knot. Okay, I did it for both wings. You can see here that there's knots on everything in the back. Now we're going to attach it to the back. The front piece to the back piece. Okay, so for this section we're sewing the front to the back. We start at the top. We work our way around, going in and out, just like this, through the 3 layers. Just like that, all the way around until you have about a thumb width at the top that's open, because we're going to stuff the penguin this way, and then we're going to close the penguin up. Okay, we're ready to stuff him. If you have a pencil lying around, that'd be great. It helps get the stuffing in there. I am going to take my needle off and put it aside. Take a little stuffing at a time. Now we made this opening just enough to fit your finger through, and some stuffing in there. If you're having trouble, what you can use is your pencil. And it works nice. You grab the stuffing and push it through. Oops. Or it falls off sometimes. Let's open this up a little. And we'll put it right in there. If you're having trouble with this, have a caregiver help you. Don't worry about the string hanging off. We can always fix that later because we're going to be sewing more. You see that he's starting to get a nice round appearance. You can use your pencil to stuff the stuffing in. If you want to leave it at this, that's fine. I'm going to go for a little bit more. See how much I can get in there. If you notice that it's really hard and not worth struggling to get all this stuffing in, you can stop your stuffing. And I'm struggling. Okay, there. So now you see you have your 2 ends here. 1 string, 2 string. Let's put our stuffing away so it doesn't get in the way. Well, let's get our needle. We're going to thread the long thread, the longest thread. It doesn't matter which way you go. It's always good practice threading a needle because they always come out. And that happens to be the most frustrating part of sewing, is having your needle come out. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to close it up. Be careful of your fingers here because you do have some stuffing in between and you kind of can't tell where your needle is. So you're going to go here through here. You see how I put my thumb like this so I wouldn't get... They do have thimbles for that very reason. Through here. And his foot got caught. It's okay. And as you'll start to see the shape once you close this stitch. There are other stitches you could learn. We have a lot of books on it at the library if you're interested. I am doing a simple stitch. He's going to have a little fluff coming out. Maybe it'll look like hair. And we're going to close it. And what you want to do is you want the string facing the back. And that's because you want to make a knot. So going once Let's do it this way because this string is longer. Pull it tight, going once, going twice, and you know what? I'm gonna leave this string on. You can trim it if you like, but I think I'm gonna leave it on because I kind of want him to hang. I'm gonna trim this one though because it's not, yeah. I think I'm gonna hang him on my door. Just like that. Well, we hope you had fun and we hope you enjoyed the program. Have a wonderful day. Oh, he totally waddles. Oh, he's waddling.